Hello, Laurie. Welcome to my studio. I'm so excited to share your story with my community because, really, honestly, we've known each other quite a while. And from beginning to end, I really think that people will be so inspired with your own journey with Pinterest. Now, before we do that, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and your business?
Okay, hi everybody. First of all, thank you so much, Meagan, for having me on today as your guest. I am just elated to be here because, guys, I love what I do. I have a huge, super passion for helping people with social media, with content strategies that actually work with everyday marketing for, social media in general, and of course, Pinterest. Okay.
That's why we're here. Yeah.
I'm a
Go ahead.
super, super creative person, guys. If you see the wall behind me, I'm like an artist at the core. And so that is really the base of why I wanted to take what I am doing online on Pinterest.
How did you originally find Pinterest? Like as a business owner, as a content creator, and a very like multi-passionate creative person yourself, why were you drawn to Pinterest? And then of course I'm going to ask you what made you realize that you needed help with your Pinterest strategy?
So, of course, I'm going to assume here that, like everybody, we all had our personal Pinterest accounts that we would
Hmm.
doom scroll on for ideas, clothing,
Yeah.
hairstyles, nails, all those kind of things for
Yeah.
for the artistic type, right? When I started this online business or brand, I should say, I was like, well, why am I not taking this to Pinterest? I could do
Yeah.
what is on here. It could be me on the other end backside
Yeah.
doing
You
this.
could be that person who's having their content saved every single day.
So it's like, where do you start?
So, what did your Pinterest marketing look like before you discovered me and Pin Potential? Like, were you using it at all? Did you try?
No, so I actually had zero anything business on Pinterest. I had started an account previously, but
Yeah,
it was nothing. I didn't understand any keywords, SEO, name,
yeah,
profile picture, like the basic stuff that you would audit an account about,
sure.
right?
You just went straight to like, I need expert help. Do you remember how you found me?
I found you on searching through Pinterest from a
Ah,
pin.
I love it. Look at that. I didn't know that. And then we're both in Canada. So, of course, and I used to live in Montreal. So I feel
Yes.
like when we found that out, it was like we were like old friends. What about before you joined Pin Potential, which is my flagship Pinterest marketing course where I teach Pinterest strategy beginning to end, no matter your niche, no matter your industry? Did you have any hesitations about joining the course? Like, was there anything that kind of went through your own mind that you were like, thinking about?
So the only hesitation that I really had, guys, when I was like basically scouting for how am I going to learn
Mhm.
Pinterest, how am I going to do this the best way, was I was really scouting a program or a
Mm.
community that I can join that was not only supportive
Yeah,
but had a human touch to it, right?
I
I didn't
love
want to
that.
get ghosted online, and I didn't want to purchase something and still not understand what to do or where to go. And I also didn't want to
Mm.
feel embarrassed about asking questions that might be a little bit
Gosh,
silly.
yeah. Right?
But in the beginning, you really just don't know. You have
No, you don't
no
know, Lori,
idea.
what you don't know. What do you think helped you decide to take that leap? So, like, was it knowing that we had calls? Was it
Yeah.
knowing that you could ask me questions? What do you think helped you take that leap?
It was truly, truly knowing that we have calls, that you can be involved, that someone can actually look at what you are doing and give you little
Mm,
tools, tips, and tricks along the way so that you
yeah.
really aren't alone and you're not
It's
stuck.
like little pit
Okay?
stops. Somebody actually said that to me that like when you're
Yes.
in your that journey, it's like step one, get your account set up. Okay, can
Yeah.
someone check to make sure I did that? What would you say to somebody who's unsure about signing up? If they're worried about the timing, if they're worried about maybe the financial investment, or they're not sure if Pinterest will even work for them. What do you think you could add or say to them if they're unsure about it?
First of all, just know that of all of the Pinterest programs, teachers, implementers out there, coaches, Pin Potential is where you are actually going to get the best value for your dollar.
Yeah.
period. And it's not sleazy, it's not scammy, you
Yeah.
guys. It is actually where you are going to learn the strategy for real. You're really, really going to learn the things that you need so
Mm-hmm.
that literally 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the road, you are still benefiting from Pinterest, okay? Megan does
100%.
not do things that were from 2016. Megan is
Mm-hmm.
always up with the times. This is 2025, guys. We do things a different way now.
Yeah.
And it's not like repeat teachings over and over and over again. That's the best thing about it. The other thing that I'm going to tell you guys is that Megan has worked with so many thousands of people, business owners, digital creators, product owners, digital sellers,
Mm-hmm.
that she is someone that has touched everything to the point where she will
I've
be
got the
able to help
receipts,
you.
baby.
That's right. She's got all of them covered. And she will be able to help you know what. And she's so humble about it. Okay. You guys are really getting everything that you need to grow a successful business. Do not
Now
have a
you're just
doubt in your
airing
mind.
all my secrets. It's so funny because I really don't always, like, I tended to be shy before, that I would be like, oh, well, people will just know that I've worked with a lot of people, household brands, solopreneurs, creators, a little bit of everything, right? And
Yeah.
I do think that it does help to bring, and I'm not trying to dismiss people who have experience of one and they teach from their account. I think that's very valuable as well.
Mhm.
But it's sort of like having that flexibility and being able to support people where they're at. What is your favorite part of the course? Like when you think about pin potential, what's like a highlight for you or a favorite part of your course that you really, really enjoy?
So, guys, a real true highlight in education for me, because I'm someone that comes from the education field. I have a master's in art education, and I'm also a very visual person. Okay. So, not only is the Pin Potential formula taught in a way that's very flow, ebb and flow, where you can do it on your own at your own leisure and
Mm-hmm.
pace, and you have that visual effect, but you also have things that you could put on paper. Okay, Meagan has made it
Mm-hmm.
very accessible for everybody to be able to either print your notes or keep them digitally in your
Mm-hmm.
Google Docs so that you can always refer back. These are tools that you have in your toolkit where you will
Yeah.
never feel lost.
Well, and I
Okay.
think having that lifetime access. So even if I do change something, I update it. When you invest in Pin Potential, it is lifetime.
Yeah.
And also, like, that's probably like you. Like, I come from the education world. I was a school psychologist and I worked in that field for 10 years. So it's really important. That's why we make audio available. It's why we have closed captioning. We have it if you love taking notes. I personally really love handwritten notes, but some people don't. We have success checklists, we have the visuals. It's sort of like we have something to support you no matter whether you're neurodiverse or you struggle with attention or you're someone who likes to listen on the go, or maybe you just have something that makes it so that you can't learn in what is the default way in some courses. I think sometimes people don't really think about accessibility.
Mhm.
Talking about other courses, was there anything refreshing or different compared to other digital products, courses, or coaching that you've taken, that Pin Potential sort of has something different to offer, or your experience in it?
The real difference here, guys, is that there are a lot of bonuses.
Mm,
Okay. There's master classes on things that maybe Meagan feels that she wants to bring other people in for to really chat about those things. So we have a lot of guest experts. So it's not just Meagan all the time, and we love Meagan all the time, but Meagan
yeah,
wants to give us the
yeah,
world in Pinterest.
yeah,
And because of that, she brings in expert people. I've never seen this before in any other course. And trust me, I've paid
yeah,
for other courses and
yeah,
coaches and things online. And that's why you guys, you get to touch everything. That's
yeah.
why it's a huge
It's your
globe.
entire ecosystem,
That's right.
right? It really is. Because really, like, I know if we, like, even our own journey together, right? Like, you've used different tools, you built your funnel, you focused on content, we worked on your video, your hooks. And like through that, you have grown exponentially in the ways that you show up and been able to connect with new audiences. And I just know like if we can help, because Pinterest can't work alone, right? It's
Yeah.
all part of your funnel and your system, and it's one lever. So being able to offer those extra trainings and to really help stay. Also, you mentioned it earlier, like things really change. I've been in Pinterest for 10
Yeah.
years. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, I've seen the changes. And if we don't evolve, we're not growing with our audiences. We really
Yeah.
aren't. If you were going to spotlight one thing inside Pin Potential for future students, what would you spotlight?
Okay, guys, I am going to spotlight the Zoom calls, but more specifically, the copy clinics.
Oh, cool. Yeah. We love our copy clinics. Do you
Okay.
want to tell them? They don't know, they might not know that we host review copy clinics. So
Yes.
what happens at those clinics,
So
Laurie?
you can ask Meagan any question that you have about any piece of copy, whether it be a blog post, whether it be your website, your funnel, your stand store, your school community, anything, your Etsy shop, your
Product
LTK shop,
listings.
your
Well, and
anything.
then of course your Pinterest pins, your Pinterest
I was just
account,
gonna
which
say,
we've looked at your pin
yeah,
feed, we've looked at some of your boards, and I feel like
yeah,
other members, you know, you might get stuck there. And so being able to get a second eyes, but it's true. We also look at lead magnets, we look
yeah,
at email sequences, landing pages. I think even we've reviewed like your stand store, like the, you
yeah.
know, the sequence of what you have in your stand store, branding your stand store, because you have some gorgeous photography, right? Like you're
And why,
clearly,
guys?
yeah.
It's because it all leads back to Pinterest.
Mm.
Everything that we do leads back to Pinterest. Every
Yeah.
keyword, every hook, every CTA, it all leads back
Mm.
to Pinterest, whether it's on another website or, funnel or Pinterest itself. It's that, like we said, it's that big ecosystem. And so that's something that you really can't get anywhere else.
No, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Now, question, when you think back to before you met me and you think about your journey with Pinterest, but also your business, do you think there's been any specific impact or results that you've had because of being in Pin Potential, coming to the calls? Like when you think about your business or going through the course, where you're like, okay, like maybe like you said, you were started at zero with your Pinterest account and now it's set up, it's humming away, anything.
Guys, I would not be where I am right now in my business if it was not for Meagan and Pin Potential. The growth in the last like 6 to 8 months alone is truly remarkable, I would say. It's very impactful. On Pinterest, we really want to focus on saves. And the amount of saves that I've had in the last month alone
Yeah, it's
is like,
incredible. And your traffic has really
I know
increased.
it.
And actually,
Yes.
just to share, so Lori, like you have your own stuff, you have affiliate links. So,
Yeah,
like, you're promoting multiple different things on your
yeah.
account. And I know, like, even watching you grow and like that, you just like, you really have leaned in and you absorb everything. Do you think, like, of course, as someone who's worked closely with you and watched you change and evolve, I can tell that you feel more confident. But do you think like does Pinterest feel easier? It feels more achievable that you didn't necessarily feel before? Or
It's
do you think
very right now it's very achievable, guys. For anybody that thinks it's not, it's just probably because it hasn't clicked yet or like dawned on you in any way that you can do it in a simple way that you do not have to be hooked up and locked to your phone
yeah.
constantly.
Because you're really busy. Like
Yeah.
you do several things. You have a new puppy, a new kitten, you have kids, you have your business, you have like a wonderful family. So I know like sometimes you come to the calls and you're there and you're asking other questions. Sometimes you come to the replays because you're busy. Do you like, I know some people might say, well, I don't know if I want to take the course because I can't come to all the calls live. Even the other day,
No.
you like wrote me and you said like, oh, I'm going to catch the replay because I'm busy, but like I'm going to watch that later. So you have it on in the background. You keep up with all the teachings. I think
Yeah.
some people just feel like they're worried, like it's because of their time zone or they have a regular job that maybe
So
Like,
here's what I'll say. Just
mm,
know that no matter who you are or what you're doing or where you are
mhm,
in the world, there is a person in Pin Potential already that exists that is quite similar, not the same, no one's the
mm,
same, but similar to you in the way and in the sense that if you miss a call and you have to come back and watch the replay, the AI notes alone and
oh
Megan's teaching
yeah.
alone, okay, can be so helpful and useful to you as a business owner, no
Hmm.
matter what. Megan was talking last week with one of her amazing students about, guys, color design on
Mm,
her actual pin designs.
hmm.
Okay, she creates jams, I believe, and she was and
Hmm.
something was color on screen is a big thing. And then I went and I watched the replay, and from there I
You
was able to
learned for
then
your own.
go
Honestly,
learn
that's
and
where some of
create
the
my
magic
pins.
is like not
Yes.
even that you're submitting your own question. I've had that so many students say that. Like they come to all the calls because they might not have a question, but they learn from somebody else's and they'll
Yeah.
like a note about color or even a copy thing. But I'm like that. Like sometimes I go to calls and I'm not there to ask anything. I just want to kind of hear and it like sparks an idea or it plants a seed. I'll be like, "Oh, what about my own business?" That's really helpful.
Yeah.
I think that's the nature of entrepreneurship is this like being open, being experimental, realizing that even if you don't have something, and we make it really easy for people. So you can submit your questions, your copy, your items that you want talked about on a call, even if you can't come to a call. So you can
Yeah.
catch the replay, watch it, but you'll also learn from other people's questions. And maybe that's part of the magic is the calls, is the support, is the other people in the community. What would you describe or how would you describe your overall experience in Pin Potential?
You are going to grow with Pin Potential as Pin Potential
Yeah.
grows and gets even better and better every single, I would say, quarter of the year.
Yeah. We're
You
always
are going to
working on it.
grow every quarter of the year and get better and better and better. And there is no other place on the internet that you should be to learn Pinterest from or anything else involved in
Thank
digital
you,
online
Laurie.
marketing or sales.
Full stop. Thank you, Laura. Oh my
That's
God.
it.
Your story is going to inspire so many people. And I just appreciate you sharing and being so candid because I really do think your personality is infectious. Your story is a very special one. And I think it also shows the perseverance, the commitment. I know that Pinterest, it's hard to be patient with Pinterest, but we're really seeing everything come into lock into place for you. And I know that's possible for other people. So thank you so, so much. If people want to check you out, can you share where they can find out more about you, Laurie?
Yes, you guys could check me out on Instagram at Life with Laurie. Okay, my
Awesome.
red hair will be there.
Yeah, you know
Same,
it's her.
same at and hashtag for my stand store. Same thing for TikTok. And you will
Awesome.
there find my completely free digital marketing community where I share all of my enthusiastic uh,
Yeah, your love for content
love for
creation
content
well, and
creation.
how artistic and unique you are. Well, we really appreciate it, Laurie. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for sharing your experience in Pin Potential. I know that people are going to love hearing your story. Bye now.
Bye.